There we go. Technical difficulties. Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's PeakFlow Power number 82, and got a different background. Some of you guys might not know it, but it's like, what, 1 feet away from me.
We're that close.
We're that close. Had to pull up to New York and give my brother some love.
Appreciate you. Welcome to New York. Welcome by New York City traffic. That's the first.
Yo, speaking of New York City traffic, it was a breeze because I didn't drive any of it.
Oh, really? Whole way?
Whole way.
Oh, wow.
The whole way. Except maybe like I had to like go to the right easy pass lane, but that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Click live. Go.
Let me go live on Instagram.
Kurt got the questions like right away. Kurt says, yo, will adding negative keywords daily cause Google Ads to enter a relearning phase? The answer is it depends. It always depends. If you're running like shopping campaigns, like the normal standard shopping campaigns, there's no such thing as learning phase because there's no machine learning. But if you're adding performance max, number one, you're not going to be adding negative keywords daily. So you're not going to exit learning phase. Yep.
I see.
Pretty straightforward. Let's see, I got a question here.
I have some questions, Trevor.
Yeah, go ahead.
These are some questions that I think a lot of the people that, a lot of you guys comment, apply for our one-on-one mentorship at Ecom High Ticket. I speak with a lot of you guys sometimes. My point being is, these are some of the questions that I've noticed some others were interested in after speaking with so many people. So the first one is, what is one marketing lesson that you wish you knew going into dropshipping?
One marketing lesson I wish I knew was really knowing the foundations, like what each button does. Everyone like wants to watch like the tutorials on YouTube, like how to launch Google Ads, but they don't understand what each of the buttons do. Like, what does CPC mean? What does CTR mean? What does search impression share? Truly understanding your ads is like all you really need to see success with Google Ads, because if you don't know what you're doing, like tweaking all those like little changes, keywords, bids, you're just not going to get the results you want because you don't know ultimately what you're doing. So it's like pretty like intuitive, but a lot of people like actually don't even know what they're doing inside Google Ads.
Yeah.
What would you say to those people that have that are running Google Ads, but they have no idea what they're doing? They're just like clicking buttons and kind of like praying it works.
That's a really good question. When I first started off running Google Ads, I was really overwhelmed with the platform as well, because there's just so many buttons on the interface. And I think it goes back into learning some key principles in marketing, which is understanding what the engine is even doing in the first place. So my aha moment or my light bulb moment came when I realized, okay, this dashboard is pretty much me spending money to compete against others for someone else's attention on the Google Ads platform. And then from there on, I looked at it from, okay, so what should I look at, right? And then that's some of the metrics that you said, Trev, which is, your CTR, your cost per click, how much you're spending for a purchase, cost per conversion, all of those. And then that's how I started, okay, now I can look into the little smaller things once I understand high level. So if you're struggling with Google Ads, you need to apply at ecomhighticket.com and also know the interface for the high level picture, which is you're essentially using the advertising engine.
Good answer. Good answer.
Thank you.
Kurt says performance max to promote a single top selling product versus include all products. Any thoughts? Well, I think you kind of answered your question yourself, because if you have top selling products, then you probably ran all product campaigns at one point, right? How else would you know it's a top selling product? It's like kind of common sense. So if you have like all product campaign and you have top selling products that are obviously visible, then you can take those top selling products and move it to its own PMAX campaign. Yeah, because if you think about it, a top selling product campaign, how are you going to get that if you don't have an all product campaign to test with first? Like,
And I understand what you're saying. It makes sense.
yeah. So this question I'll let Marcus answer. Hey, yo, I started running Google Ads a few weeks ago and got no sales yet. Over 45,000 impressions, 784 clicks, 3% average click-through rate. I don't understand. I'm running 4 brands on there.
That's a good question. So the way I see it, yes, you might be getting impressions and the stats might look good on paper, but what's the quality of those clicks? I think you might have to go a deeper dive into seeing if people are even having the intent of buying. So are you getting abandoned checkouts? What's your lead engine? So are people actually inquiring about buying a product? If you spent this much, right, you should have some leads. Do you have any? Because if not, then the quality of traffic might not be the best. And that means it doesn't matter how many brands you run, your quality of traffic needs to improve. So if you want to prove it, then it's like, okay, what kind of keywords am I appearing for? Am I appearing for hyper specific or am I appearing for
Mhm. Yeah, like one of our clients, not to name names, but their thought process is very much so the same. Like I have 100,000 impressions, 1,500 clicks.
Yeah.
Why do I only have a 0.5 conversion rate, only 10 sales? Look, there's multiple aspects to it. Number one, like Marcus said, are the clicks even valid? Assuming they are all valid, which they're not. They're not going to be all valid. How many of them are actually looking to buy based on the search intent? And then also, how many leads did you get? So if you got 1,000 clicks, for example, and you only got 2 leads, then my friend, your product page is the problem. Like nobody wants to even contact you because your offer stinks. Yeah, so you got to fix your offer in that case. Everything is a funnel, you know. You have to work your way back. Do you have purchases? No purchases? Okay, what's the next thing close to purchases? Abandoned checkout, cart, live chat, phone call, view page. You have to work back from the funnel, and that's like goes with anything. Even if you're doing other businesses, you have to work from the purchase backwards, and then you have to troubleshoot the funnel.
That's really good.
Yeah. Axel says, "Yo, Trevor, check your Instagram DM." It's most likely going to be, yeah, it's someone going to pitch.
Right?
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I think this guy, I'm not gonna call who he is now. He was the first person I met online from our mentor QnAs. Oh, never mind. I don't think so. Do you remember who was one of the first early peoples that was dropshipping with you when you first started? And are they still dropshipping now?
It's a good question. I don't really know. There was one person. I think I can
You
name.
don't have to say names, but like
it starts with M.
Yeah.
Not you, but
you want to be like Marcus?
No. Also like 5, I don't know, 5, 6 letters. I think he was from India, and then like he did high ticket for a while. He was like on a podcast with the mentor you were in.
Interesting.
And he did 30, 40,000 in sales, and then fast forward, he actually bought my Stripe account and ended up started scamming customers.
Oh, that was the one of the big ones you met. Wow.
And then another one, ironically, he was also from India. And then
why are they all from India?
I don't know.
Respect.
They're just all I get along with them. And then he was doing high ticket and he gave up. Now he's doing high ticket and apparently he's doing well now. But yeah,
Interesting.
trying to think of other people. Other people, either it's very much so like either they're still running it and doing really well, or they just give up. Nowhere like in between, usually most of the time. Yeah. What about you?
I don't know anyone that when I first started is still doing it except you. Well, like I'll also meet my people along the way, but when I'm talking about my low ticket journey, I didn't the ones that were doing it, they just stopped. The ones that I met, they were doing a beauty brand. Stopped doing the beauty brand.
They gave up on the beauty brand?
Yeah. So like I was like, oh
okay. I thought the beauty brand is all hype, like it's pretty good. Why they stop doing their beauty brand?
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. I think that like, and I'm not shitting on low ticket ecom, but the problems with that model is even if you do hit high numbers, the next thing you have to think about is buying the product and then shipping it, or like trying to compete against Amazon. So even when you do make the money and profits, you have to put those profits into your next batch cash flow of products. And then afterwards, how much margin you have. And then you have to always like be against 2-day shipping. Like it's not easy to build a brand.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened.
Yeah. What's the most effective way to stay motivated each day, especially when you're feeling down? Why don't we answer this one first?
That's a very good question because I know a lot of people probably feel the same way, and my answer is going to be a little bit blunt and cold, but it is what it is. I don't think that people in the past, our ancestors, had an even option to feel down, right? Because you have to go and make a living, or when you're a farmer, you have to go and plant and farm your fruit. My point being is it's a luxury to even feel down, right? And to motivate yourself, why do you need motivation to get something done, right? You have to be able to replace the motivation with discipline, knowing what needs to be done and just doing it regardless of how you feel. It's going to be very important, because if you just like always depend on your feelings to take action, well, feelings come and go, right? Like we all feel happy, sad, angry, anxious, calm. Like we all feel everything. So if you just gonna do stuff just because of how you feel, business is not it.
Yeah, I was gonna also add, like, it's actually, if you think about it, it's a privilege to be bored.
Yeah.
Like, fast forward or like go back 100 years, there was no such thing as being bored.
Exactly.
Or 200 years, you had to work to survive. Imagine being bored.
You can't be bored. You have to survive.
Otherwise, you're gonna get eaten by an animal, by a cheetah.
Yeah. So that's a luxury, feeling that.
Not sure if I asked this, but is 1% lookalike audience from Facebook still working well? Have you all ever tried it? 1% lookalikes work if you have the whole funnel for it. Like for high-tech econ specifically, you need 1,000 like purchases or like 1,000 people to pull from. Now you could probably pull like checkouts. You might be able to pull customers. Customers work best. So you just have, like, you can get the pool of audience with the lookalike. Facebook does a really good job like finding your target audience, but then how are you going to make the ads and how are you going to funnel them into your website to convert them? So lookalikes do work. It depends more so on your actual funnel more than the lookalike. How do you manage selling so many different niches for your store? It is assumed you need to know your products and handle customers' inquiry well.
This guy probably see my store. It's probably.
How do you manage selling so many different niches for your store, Marcus? If it is assumed you need to know your products to handle customer inquiries well.
I'm gonna drop a golden nugget for you guys. A lot of you guys' answers, if you guys are trying to compete against your market, could be found in the blogs of your competitors. So if you don't know a particular niche, just look up the competitors of that niche and just look through and read their blog posts, and then make like a document of understanding the brand from those blog posts. And then that's really it, because most people ask questions a lot, and then those questions are answered on your competitors' product pages or their blog pages. So if you're just trying to fast track and learn that brand, you literally just have to do your research for like 15 minutes and just read through and try to understand it. And you're going to be far faster than someone just trying to generally sell it. And then you give that guide to your team, have them learn it, and then you patch up along the way. That's my suggestion.
It's pretty much all you have to do. Plus Reddit.
Oh yeah, Reddit helps a lot.
Yeah. Had ads on for a while. Few sales, kind of lost on what to do in the meantime. I have 20 plus suppliers, lots of good SEO pumping, free listings, etc.
Good questions this week.
I'm not sure where to place my focus. Had ads on for a while. So that means that his ads are off now. Number one, at this point in your business, I would number one look at like what sales for which brands you made sales for in the past. I would restart ads by just focusing on those 2 or 3 most likely suppliers, and attempt to scale those before you add on the other 17 suppliers. Good SEO, free listings, that's all like you can do in the background. But your main focus is scaling the 3 suppliers, or like the few suppliers that you made sales with. That's what you need to put your focus towards. I think that's like very straightforward.
And also apply e-com high ticket. Will help you. It sounds like it's like you don't know what to do, and I get it, because when you're running like the high ticket dropshipping business, there's like so many things to do. Sometimes you have to find your focus. So
yeah, some people like don't know what to do, or like they don't know what to do, and then there's other people that have too much things to do.
Yeah,
you want to be on the other side, have too much things to do.
Yeah.
Do you run meta ads besides retargeting? No. We just run retargeting because Google Ads should be most of your cold traffic budget, and if you haven't really maxed out Google Ads, there really isn't a reason to try meta ads. Martin says, help, my GMC is not spending money. In a few days, I raised bids all the way up to $20, and everything is showing it as approved. My Google Ads account be frozen. I haven't been informed yet. What? Number one, what were you all laughing at? $20 bids?
I laughed at that, but like also GMC is not supposed to spend money. GMC is a fee, so maybe he's just meant it's Google Ads. It's $20 bids, which is also
your shopping ads aren't spending. That's the proper term.
Yes, I was laughing at both of them too. $20 is a lot.
Yeah, if you're bidding $20 in shopping campaigns and you're not getting any clicks or impressions, then it's a feed problem. Sometimes I've seen in rare cases everything like is fine and it just won't spend, and after a few days it starts spending. So you might also want to contact Google support and let them know that also can help 1 or 2 clients in the past. Yeah, Martin says he meant Google shopping ads. How do you know if a niche isn't working and you should switch it up versus you just haven't been doing it long enough or need to optimize better? It's a good question.
Yeah, I'll go first. So I feel like this is a good question, because it's a question of, am I doing it right? how do I keep on progressing even if things don't look right? So for me, if I've chosen a niche, should kind of go all the way. Like unless it's really, really, really bad, you should try to stick it through because the idea is that your suppliers wouldn't be in business if people weren't buying. The market wouldn't be there on Google if people weren't searching. So it's not a more so of is the niche working, more so are you able to compete and take market share in that niche. So I always look into trying to be like you want to be the top market share or the top competitor in your market. So you really just have to think logically speaking, if people are shopping for it and buying from it, why not buying from me? Right? What do I have to optimize better rather than like giving up and then trying to start a whole new one and try to recompete there? Seeing half that's the result. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, like to add on to that, if there's like competitors that are doing well, then that's the sign that you haven't been there long enough. Like you can also look at the reviews. That can be a good indication of like how long they've been in business. See when their website was registered. That's an easy way to see how long they've been running their business for. And yeah, it's like there's not like a magic formula to decide if it's like A or B. It just more so, do you see yourself growing in that niche? Because the person that like is already succeeding in that niche, they most likely had to figure something out. And if you haven't figured that out, then you're probably not going to be able to compete. And until you figure that out, then you'll be able to take market share for them.
Exactly.
Do you use PMax to promote the bestseller products or just Google Shopping Plus search campaign? PMax with all assets, like shopping, search, display, YouTube, Maps, Gmail. That's the best way to promote like your bestsellers alongside standard shopping. Seems like new high ticket stores. Wait, seems like the new high ticket shop tanks very slow in Merchant Center. Any thoughts? What does that mean? Seems like the new high ticket shops tank very slow.
I don't know.
Oh, it takes very slow in Google Merchant Center. Any thoughts? Like what specifically takes slow? Ranks.
Oh, ranks. Maybe that one letter to change the whole.
Right. Ranks in terms of like free listings or just like paid shopping ads. Because with paid shopping ads, you could just outbid your competitors on day one if you wanted to. Probably blow through your budget, but you could. Marcus, you live in New York City. I live there, and we could possibly meet up that well.
Yeah, we should meet up and say sometime, bro.
Do you know of Fernando?
I have no idea.
$20.
$20.
Yeah. Does getting verified Google business help with Google misrepresentation issues? There's no like yes or no document by Google. From the resources and agencies we work with, I would lean more towards yes. It does help. What do you think?
I feel something like there's no concrete because these are always Google standards and guidelines. But I can't say like having a verified listing is gonna do you harm, you know.
Yeah, Kurt's talking about free listings. So, I mean, number one, free listings should be like the cherry on top.
Right.
Like you shouldn't really just be depending on free listings to get sales. And then in terms of rankings, that's going to be very hard because if everyone's feed is very well optimized, the only difference is like age, top quality score, reviews, and if Google deems that your site is trustworthy. So that's all very hard to build on a new store. That just comes with time, and you need sales for that. Oh, this is a good question. Has anyone sniped your store? And if so, how do you go about reporting them? Yeah. I posted on Twitter that like there's like 3 other stores that like literally copy pasted my store
That's crazy.
and with the weirdest names too. It was like one of them was like volleyball or something. And they were like the clone imported my store. And then I reported them on Shopify DMCA and I was able to take them down within like a week or two.
Oh, nice.
Um, what I would recommend, I would just talk to Claude
Yeah.
and ask it like, hey, these are my product pages. Got this competitor stealing it, and see what you can do. Because I only did the Shopify DMCA and it worked, but if that does not work, I would go with other suggestions that Claude comes up with. I wrote them an email saying that like it's copyright infringement. You could, yeah, I think DMCA for the most part should take care of that.
Assuming they like just ripped it.
Yeah, they just rip it. Yeah.
Okay. I have another question. Um, this one's for the younger generation, right? In terms of maybe they're in college or gonna get started. Was dropping out a good decision or a bad decision?
Well, that's towards me because I'm the only one that dropped out here. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I view it as a good decision, but other people can view it as a bad decision. Um, at the end of the day, like I view it as very simple. Like it's an opportunity cost. You can lock up 4 years, go into debt, and hopefully get a high paying job, or you can leverage that time and not waste it and go directly towards your path. Like college can point you in the right direction. Like for example, if you want to be a software engineer, that was like the degree I was going into. You could take that degree and take those classes, but there's going to be other classes like um, English, general
Right.
education,
Right.
and all those other classes, and that just like it's just such a waste of time because that doesn't pull you towards becoming a better software engineer. But if you don't do college and you take like courses, for example, or you self-educate yourself on YouTube, then you are directly going towards a path. And if you do that, then you just save so much time not having to know irrelevant stuff. Like if you wanted to know like the history of like the Great Wall of China, for example, you can go watch a YouTube video and learn about that. But teaching that and forcing people to learn that from college is just doesn't make any sense. I was paying like 4,000 for like 2 months or 2 months of college. So what are you even paying for? It's just nonsense.
So for someone that's still working like a 9 to 5, what does building a high ticket dropshipping store look like on the side realistically look like?
Yeah, so most of our clients actually have 9 to 5s. I would say like close to 90% or so. They just balance it. You know, your 9 to 5 is supposed to fuel your 5 to 9. So your business after your work, you're supposed to work on your business from 5 to 9. Is the saying at least, and then weekends, of course. If you really are like you have to get this done, then that shouldn't be out of the question. You will put in that time and turn that business into something that can replace your job income. Yeah,
Nice.
I think that's. I like Gemini better, to be honest. You guys use Gemini, ChatGPT, or mainly Claude? What do we use?
I use Claude, but I heard that Gemini makes really good websites. But I'll tell you guys a little story. 2 months ago, I was all in like the ChatGPT wave. Then Trevor tells me, "Yo, you should try Claude." I never looked back since. I actually canceled my ChatGPT subscription. I don't even use ChatGPT anymore. But I think 5.5 just came out or something. But then Claude Opus.
Yesterday.
I can't keep up. Like 4.9.
4.8.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I haven't really been on top of ChatGPT, but all the co-work and like code. I mean, GPT has like Codex, I think, but like co-work. I don't know if there's like something like that in ChatGPT. You can just set up like a Mac Mini on a separate server, and then like have it do things every day. Yeah, I like. Oops. I like Gemini due to dissecting data from CSV sheets and helps with making business decisions. It's more personal. Yes, Claude is great for code.
I think they all could dissect data though. Like they're all dissecting machine, but literally.
Yeah, Claude can do that too. Marcus, where can I reach out to you personally?
You could DM me on school. You know, we'll see. Pick up from there. Right from then.
Yeah, Claude is great for code. Have you used GPT to code?
No. Have you?
No.
Okay. I have another question. So basically, how many clients have we coached in our like program? Just like random.
I think we're above like 400.
So out of all of that, what separates the ones who succeed from the ones who don't succeed?
There's a lot of like characteristic traits. I'll list a few. Number one, the ones that succeed and never like skip a module. Everyone thinks all the millionaire mindset modules are BS, but like the ones that watch it are ironically all the ones that actually succeed. So if you skip the module, not saying that you're not going to succeed, but you probably need to watch that. So watch and order. People like obviously I know in business you don't want to like follow things in order like you do in school, but our program is set up in a way for it to be structured, zero guesswork. You obviously paid us money, so we want to make it as easy, step by step, streamlined as much as we can, so you can get the best results that you can. So the ones that are the most successful don't skip modules. They show up on the calls consistently. They show up on time, and they show up for meetings that they book themselves. You know, people book meetings on their own time, and then they don't even show up for it. Isn't that crazy? Like, what are your thoughts about that? Like, they booked a time that works for them on a coach's calendar, and then they don't even show up. It's not like just one or two people. It's been coming up like,
Yeah.
I see in the chats.
You know, my thoughts on that is going to be very, you know, like, obviously, I'm going to try to be more understanding, and I'll do my best to be understanding. One of my strengths and weaknesses that I've realized is my speed to things. I like things done very fast, and sometimes I put that expectation on others as well. And what I'm just trying to say is like, maybe for us, it's automatic that if we book up a call, we'll be there on time. But maybe other people just got a lot of stuff going on. That's the only way I could really understand it, because I don't know. If I book up an appointment, I'm going to be there.
Like you got no. Like you're saying, like other people have a lot of stuff going on, and we don't have. We got just as much stuff going on as well.
I agree, and this is where like I'm trying to be more understanding for people that aren't showing up for themselves, and I think that's at the core what it is. Like sometimes people are just like they just don't show up for themselves, you know, and that applies with like not even just like on the business side, just like life. Like they don't even eat the way they should. They just consume junk food like every single meal, and they don't even show up for themselves there. What makes you think they're gonna show up for their call? You know, I'm not saying that happens. I'm saying like people don't show up for themselves because they don't love themselves. They don't take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So be like Justin Bieber, love yourself. Y'all not song?
I love yourself.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's good.
Low key, I'm like falling asleep.
No, it's understandable. Trevor drove pretty much like 15 hours straight and then pulls up to do the live for you guys, answer your guys' questions. This is a level of commitment. This is what we do.
It's a dedication.
Most beginners are terrified to reach out to suppliers. Trevor, what do you have to say to someone that's terrified to reach out to suppliers?
Well, to give you some context, I was also the same way. Like when I started like 5 years ago, I think if I were to put myself in the shoes of myself 5 years ago, it was that just scared of rejection, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like you're just scared of reaching out to suppliers because what if they say no?
Talk a little bit about the fear of rejection.
The fear of rejection is like very common. How you just kind of have to like not care at all about the outcome. You have to detach yourself from the outcome.
Yes.
And like obviously like everyone has like an ideal outcome. You want to close a supplier, you want to do XYZ, but you can optimize yourself to get that outcome. Something I learned from Marcus. You kind of have to, what steps can you do when reaching out to suppliers so you can secure the supplier? Number one, sound confident over the phone. Number two, know what you're talking about when they ask you questions. And number three, small talk. It actually goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the times, you just have to be likable, and then you'll close the supplier.
Well said.
That's all you need. Just those three. And that's it. Anything you want to add? And what other tips would you give like new people closing suppliers?
Yeah, I think you nailed it. If you're looking to close a supplier, you just have to build a connection. So building connection goes as simple as, are they even hearing your full voice when you're on the phone? Sometimes, like when you call someone, it's like that lag and they hear half your sentence. So if you're not speaking with your, words out and you're just not even just communicating, it's like they're not gonna know you, they're not gonna like you, you can't work with them. So pretty much everything you said, bro, was spot on. And like TLDR is just like core communication.
Core communication. Core communication. Let's see.
Let's bang on some school questions. I think there's a lot of people asking school some of those questions. What are your thoughts on like using AI for e-commerce?
If you're not using it, then you're getting beat by people that are. Quite bluntly, like imagine it's still uploading products manually one by one.
Yo, let's talk a little about that real quick. Product uploading is something that people take for granted these days because you guys could just use AI to upload products. When me and Trevor were starting like the dropshipping days, I had to hire someone to help me upload because I was uploading so many myself, and then I had to hire someone to upload for me for like $4 or $5 an hour, and I was literally paying them a payroll.
I was 1 month. I was like up to 5K payroll just to upload.
Oh, really?
Suppliers. Yeah, I had like
like
eight VAs. It's crazy. Now you can just do that like with in minutes, hours. Yeah, I was literally uploading. I had the price sheet pulled up, Shopify on the same screen, and then I had the YouTube video with a podcast playing or another video, and I was doing that to pass time, or like it needed to be done, and I didn't want to hire a VA.
Those is probably one of the biggest ways you could compete against others now. Is just having a clean catalog, because that's like no excuse almost now. You just have to make it clean.
I was also going to say like the hunger. Like if we needed to upload all those products one by one again, and that's what we needed, like we know that's the only step we need to succeed, we're going to do it. We're going to upload those products one by one.
Talk a little bit about like what it takes to get their first sale. what it takes to get the first 10,000 a month rev, and then 50,000 and 100,000 in terms of like, what does it take to hit those levels?
First sale is always going to be the hardest because you're working with zero data. You have absolutely nothing to work with. Like, you don't know if your brands will sell. You don't know if your site is good enough to convert customers into sales, or leads into sales rather. So at that point, you're kind of like, let's put the money in the Google Ads machine and hopefully we convert some of them. And quite frankly, it works 90% of the time. And for the 10% that doesn't, then we have to, make those tweaks. And sometimes it has to be very big tweaks. It could be the website, it could be your live chat, you have no live chat. It could be your ads are just set up wrong. A lot of times that's the case. So that's like the first sale. And I'll let Marcus explain the 10,000. The first sale is always the hardest, but how do you go from first sale to 10,000 a month revenue? Like, what's that transition period look like? You're starting to figure things out. What does that look like?
Good question. From your first sale to your first $10,000 month, I think there's two unlocks that the entrepreneur goes through. The first unlock is a limiting belief unlock. It's just actually believing, okay, I got my first sale. Now, what are my goals? Like, how much do I even want to make? So it's even believing that first $10,000 a month is possible. And then the second unlock is actually understanding, okay, well, I'm running ads and it's making me sales. How much do I have to spend to get this amount of sales based off of the current data that I already have? So oftentimes it's very like two sides to it. It's the limiting belief mindset side, and then it's the tactical, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to look at what's already working and then be like, okay, whatever's working, can it withstand like 10x more or like 20x more ads? And just looking at the ratios and numbers. Obviously, those are the two big unlocks for me. So Trevor, back at you. What's the unlock from 10,000 to 50,000?
Yeah, from 10,000, you have like proof of concept, to be honest. You have, it works. 10,000 is maybe like 5 sales a month. So maybe that's like 1 sale a week. And at that point, sales are sporadic, mostly because you're not spending enough. You have to spend to win. Just know this quote. It's a pay to win game. Like, at the end of the day, the advertiser that can spend the most is going to win at the end of the day. So if you're only spending $10 a day on ads, that's not a lot. It's only $300 a month. Versus a person that's spending $100 a day, that's 3,000. They're going to get 10x the amount of impressions, not necessarily clicks and like cost and everything, but they're just going to get more eyeballs. And more eyeballs equals more clicks, more leads, and ultimately more sales. Now, it's not always a straight line, like increase the budget, more sales. It's always like a up and down, but generally trending upwards. So to get to 50,000, it's finding those suppliers that work well for you, that have good margins, and doubling down on them, spending more on them, being uncomfortable, and like increasing the spend on those suppliers. See how far you can push it. You might not be profitable right away, but your first $50,000 revenue month shows that, number one, it's all possible, and you just have to optimize towards profitability if you can get there, and you're not making as much profit as you want. So
I love that.
Back at you, 50K to 100K. I think this one is the simplest.
Let me share my thoughts, and now I want to hear yours as well. So from 50K to 100K, I want to add to what you were saying before, where it is going to be, you're going to scale more, but just because you're spending more money doesn't necessarily mean everything's just going to keep on increasing as well. Oftentimes, you'll see that as you increase more, you might hit a new record, and then you might go down a little bit, because when you spend more, there's going to be more problems that arise in your system, like architecture. You're going to have more leaks, and then you have to solve it. But then once you solve those problems, you can keep bouncing high again, and then you have to stabilize, and then you hit another high. So for like 50 to 100K, I just see it being a lot of like operational, more so like the ads, because the ads is pretty straightforward, right? You just increase the budget, look at negative keywords, but then it's okay. Once you get the impressions, you get the leads, are they being contacted within like 5 minutes? Are they being followed up on? What's your deal flow? And just are your automations even firing? So it's making sure that system is even capable to get to 100K. Back to you. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's like spot on. Like all you have to do is just you have the proof of concept. You have to optimize towards, and then they either more revenue or more profits, and then from there, you have to build your operations. You can't break. It can have a bunch of problems. It needs to be a well-oiled machine. A well-oiled machine like functions without you being in the business. So at that point, it becomes less so about ads and more so about building your team, so that way you can step away from the business. And people might not agree necessarily with that, but you have to step away from the business in order to actually have it grow. Because if the business doesn't function without you in it, then that means you just have a high paying job. You don't have an actual business. So don't ever get trapped into that. You need to build something that can run by itself. And we teach you all that in the High Tech Ecom Launchpad, in which you can apply ecom by ticket.com. Good answer.
Amazing answer.
Yeah. Any tips in supplier acquisition? I think we literally just rewind probably 12 minutes back. Let's see it. Do you think choosing a website name is it best to have the niche in the name, or do general names work well? What do you think about the website name?
It's a good question. I think the name in the niche matters significantly, and you're gonna have a stronger brand advantage if you have the niche in the name because you're able to establish more market dominance. So I think that's the strength. And then in terms of because everything has strength and weakness, I think in the weakness side is it might limit you to certain catalogs or your suppliers. I think there's give and takes to it. But then if you have all the suppliers like a general store, you don't have a market authority. So
Right. It's just simple question. Would you rather buy sauna from the saunaking.com
exactly.
or the Dollar General?
Well, people. Okay. Well, fun fact: people buy from Bed Bath and Beyond now.
Yeah, they do.
You're
But they're not known for saunas. So
right.
you
I
could
would
use the
choose
same
sauna.
Yeah, right. Because like you're gonna be able to get all your sauna questions answered.
Exactly.
You can get expert advice on which sauna to pick, and employees actually know what they're talking about. The bath Bed Bath and Beyond.
Right.
Yeah. They're gonna sell saunas and like they're gonna look at the product descriptions and
Imagine competing against the high ticket dropshipper because that's what they're doing.
yeah, that's
It's
what
the
they're
same suppliers.
it's the same thing.
That's
How can I, while I'm in Saudi Arabia, reply to customers using a US number? You can use something like Quo, formerly known as OpenPhone. You can use Grasshopper. You just need like a virtual phone number that you can respond to customers with. Doesn't matter where you're from. You could be from Antarctica. You need an internet connection. You could take the phone calls.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Another question I know people are always wondering, because people are really just trying to survive during these times. When is it the right time to go all in high ticket dropshipping? And what needs to be in place for someone to quit the job?
My brother, the best time to go all in was yesterday, because the longer you wait, generally speaking, it's going to actually get more competitive, and competition is never a bad thing, but it makes it harder for beginners. And if it's harder for beginners, that means they're more likely to give up. So now I still believe in terms of the industry, it's relatively like for your average person that knows how to operate a computer, you can succeed with high ticket dropshipping. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years now, we'll see. There might be more advanced strategies that we have to put in the launch pad, but generally speaking, yeah, that's true. Let's see.
All right, let's talk a little bit since we're wrapping it up. I did want to talk a little about holidays. What are your thoughts on taking breaks on holidays as an entrepreneur and high ticket dropshipper? Obviously, everyone has different lives and timelines, but as a high ticket dropshipper, when is it a good time to have a season of break, or when is it time to take holiday versus when it's time to grind? It's hard because during holiday, that's when we make a lot of our sales.
That is true. Like, ironically, every time I'm on like vacation or holiday, all the sales just start pouring in. A lot of times the problems also come in then. So that being said, I think you just have to balance the two. You can't always just be work, work, work. You'll naturally just feel burnt out, and you just won't want to work. And then you also need to find your purpose. Like, what are you working towards? Like, are you working towards like building a family? I know, like for men like our age, like that's always something like we're looking forward to. Like have a purpose, like know what you want and know exactly what you're doing is going to get you there. I think that's like the easiest thing to live by.
I love that.
But I honestly can't remember the question.
I don't remember the question. I was hoping you remember the question, but that was deep.
Yeah, I got to.
No, it's good, guys. We what you see is what you like. What you guys see.
I got the question.
Is
how should you balance vacation and work as an entrepreneur doing high ticket dropshipping?
As a high ticket dropshipper, you're gonna have seasons of your journey. So if you're in the very beginning stages, I'm sorry to say it, I'm gonna say it. There's no time to really take a day off because you have so much things to really build for the foundational part. Now, maybe let's say you're starting to your 10,000, 50, 100,000 a month, and you have the automations in place. You still might have to work a little bit harder during the holidays because you're not a million a month yet, in my opinion. And holidays time is really like Q4, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Those is time where there are lots of sales. So my point is, if you're a high ticket dropshipper in that stage, the balance I think is you have to get used to working when people are not working. So like on the weekends, you might want to double down more, or holidays, you might want to double down more. But then in contrast, like my Tuesdays and Wednesdays are pretty chill, or like I'm kind of just a little bit more ease because things are a little bit more flowing. You can have that type of lifestyle, and that's the balance. Or you just have to just bang it through. But I definitely think you can't skip out on like the holidays or anything. So you really at a comfortable point.
Yeah, like especially in the beginning, you don't have a choice. You just have to kind of brute force it. And it's also very hard, not impossible, of course. As you get older, you generally have less energy, right? I would say so. For like most people, you just have less energy. You get tired more. Maybe your back hurts. So that's why I like encourage urgency. Like when starting your business, the best time to start your business, like in your 20s, in your 30s. By the time you get to your 40s, 50s, not saying that we have clients that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s. It's not possible. You have everything in life. You have kids, you have your spouse, you have taxes, you have all the responsibilities to take care of. That starting a business takes a lot of mental bandwidth. So if you're listening in your 20s and 30s, now's the perfect time because you most likely don't have kids and you probably don't have that much responsibilities, so you can go all in. You have nothing to lose.
But then when you don't have the responsibilities, all you want to do is go out and have fun. And that's the hard part. Sitting down and saying no, and then studying Google Ads and Shopify. Like I remember when it wasn't easy. That's why I remember when it was really hard. Now it's gotten a lot more automatic.
Yeah.
For years, but I remember it was overwhelming. It was a lot of information. I don't even know how. It's just kind of so automatic these days. But I remember feeling that overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm. So we're not saying like you can't. We're not saying that partying or like having a good time is wrong. It's just so like have direction in your life.
Right.
because a lot of times people that do party very often, like every week, every weekend, they really have like no direction in their life. And honestly, it's just quite sad. Not because there's anything wrong with that. It's just I want the best for everybody.
Exactly.
And, you know, they probably have big goals and ambitious things that they want to achieve, only just to be wasted away.
That's so deep, Trevor, and it hits home for me too, because like I'm hitting that point where like I'm entering my 30s soon, and I'm seeing like a new chapter of life where like, yeah, I'm that old, but I'm seeing like a pattern, which is that you can't do what you were doing in your 20s and your 30s, because now it's just kind of like weird in a sense. Like I still have some people, I'm not gonna say who obviously, but I know people that are like in their 30s, and it's like you're still going out every weekend, you're still just popping bottles. And it's like you could do that. I'm not saying you can't, but on an every weekend basis, it's not like
How do you deal with being hungover every single weekend? Isn't that like?
And that's why I actually want to open up and say it. I actually think what you said was really spot on, which is like I'm only saying this because like I want the best for them. I want more for them. So I'm saying what I realized is people really drown themselves with alcohol. They drown themselves. They drown their sorrows. Like they drink their sorrows away every weekend.
It's a good way. It's a good way to escape reality.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I want more for you, but it's like they don't even want to try themselves.
Unfortunately, that's what it is. And all the best that we can do is like we can educate, and hopefully this message more people hear it and they spread it. Like we have already like seen many people like message us at school on Instagram saying many like thanks and like just thanking us.
Thank you guys too for all the support all the way.
Yeah, if it weren't like for you guys, like, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
So our mission is again to change and pioneer the next generation of education.
Let's talk a little bit about that real quick, like because we never really spoke about like the mission of PeakFlow. I think you just said it, but you just went like that.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
For the people in the back.
Yeah, the mission.
What's PeakFlow?
The mission is to very simply pioneer the next level of education. As simple as it is put. The current education system is very much so like messed up. People need to be aware of like there's more than one path, and that's what we're doing is we're enlightening them to know there's other paths. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure not everyone wants to do everything that college teaches them. In fact, there was a study saying that more than half of the people that graduate college that get their job are unhappy with their job. And at the end of the day, didn't they pick their degree? Right? So that's just like questionable. So that's what we're all doing here at PeakFlow.
Never settle. Don't get comfortable. Don't be mediocre. Strive to be your best. Well said.
That's it. And perfect right on time.
Nice. Wow. That's one flew by.
Yeah. Cool. So I don't see any more questions. So if you would like to work with us, best place to get more information, ecomhighticket.com. Learn more about how you can build a $10,000 a month profit high-tech e-commerce business. And any last words, Marcus?
Rise to your PeakFlow ticket.
All right. See you guys next week.